for reuniting hundreds of those families. Well, the week after that debate, just a few days before the election, the Biden campaign released a TV ad that featured that portion of the debate, and it said, the ad said, that if elected on his first day as president, Joe Biden would create a federal task force to start the process of finding and reuniting those hundreds of kids with their parents. Well, now Joe Biden is president, and whatever is going to happen in terms of immigration reform and the president's immigration legislation in Congress, there is still this very pressing issue of hundreds of kids taken away from their parents by the Trump administration who still haven't been reunited with them. President Biden did not create a task force on this issue on day one, as his campaign said he would, but we have been told that they are working on announcing something soon. And we did get this interesting development this week when the First Lady's office announced that her chief of staff will be working directly on the issue of reuniting separated families. CNN then reported that First Lady Jill Biden herself will give input to the task force that they are setting up to reunite these kids with their parents. That suggests this is both still a high priority for the Biden administration and that this is going to be a high profile thing.
You made me choke on raviolis,
involved in tends to be a high profile thing.
And you say,
but the question remains, how are they going to do this? Why has there been a delay from something they said they'd do on day one? President Biden had been expected to issue the executive order creating this task force as of tomorrow, as of Friday. But now it appears to have been delayed again. Sources telling NBC News' Julia Ainsley, Jacob Soboroff, and Jeff Bennett that President Biden's immigration executive orders, including this task force to reunite separated families, those orders are being delayed, quote, by at least a few days. So, at least in our reporting thus far, we don't know what is causing these delays. When should we expect the president to take action, and what should we expect from this task force that he's promised that hasn't yet materialized? Joining us now is Jacob Soboroff, MSNBC correspondent. He's the author of the book Separated: Inside an American Tragedy. Jacob's really been at the forefront of covering this issue from the beginning. And he joins us tonight from the border in Otay Mesa, California. Jacob, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Rachel.
So you have been covering this for a long time. Where do you, bottom line, where do you think we are in terms of getting some action toward reuniting these families? What do you understand about the pace at which the Biden administration is working, and why this rollout is slower than they told us to expect?
I know, because I don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
I think if President Biden, Rachel, was able to launch his task force and announce a plan on day one, he would have done it. But what I think the Biden administration is now learning is that this is extraordinarily complicated. And it's complicated not just because of the cruelty and the intentionality that went into this policy to separate 5,000 kids, over 5,000 kids from their parents, including Miss L, who was separated and then detained, the namesake of the lawsuit that won the reunification of all the families right here in Otay Mesa. But also because after the separations, there are so many different distinct groups of separated families. And how, ultimately, President Biden and his administration will deal with them. What is the relief that they will offer? Will they bring people back from that side of the border who were separated and their children remain on this side? Will they bring parents deported with their children back to the United States? Will they designate them victims of crimes? There's all kinds of questions they have to answer. And I'm not so sure that they've answered them all yet.
It concerns you.
Is part of the issue, Jacob, part of the complexity and potentially the delay here, the issue of accountability? As you say, should they be defined, these folks be defined as victims of crimes? Is it possible that government personnel, whether they're people in Washington or people who effectuated this policy on the border, may have committed crimes in doing so, and that this should be treated as something for which individual people working for the Trump administration and carrying out this policy on behalf of the Trump administration might find themselves legally in trouble for what they did?
Oh no, you make this decision all the time. You make this decision all the time.
What Vice President, now President Biden, meant when he was a candidate, saying it's criminal. It's criminal. He told our colleague Jeff Bennett that he intended for his Justice Department to conduct a quote thorough investigation. That Justice Department is providing a roadmap into potential criminality with this Inspector General report that by name pointed out many key officials in the Trump administration for purposely implementing this policy, including Gene Hamilton, Counselor to Jeff Sessions himself. And they say in this Inspector General's report that now the Biden administration has, that when they did this, the plan wasn't necessarily just to separate and prosecute people here at the border, but administratively separate. So we talk about 5,000 people being separated. We now know that number could be far higher, tens of thousands, if not 100,000 in the time period had they separated everyone. And so now it will be up to this task force, which will be led by Alejandro Mayorkas, who understand the Secretary Designated of Homeland Security in consultation with HHS and as well as state. But separately, will this Department of Justice investigate this and ultimately pursue criminal charges?
Wow. Remarkable. Jacob Soboroff, MSNBC.
No, you just censored this because that didn't make any sense. Oh, because you showed it, Rob. Yeah, so you have the sympathy.
Thanks for your time tonight. I really appreciate you joining us, particularly from where you are there on the border tonight.
Thank you, Rachel.
Oh, cigarette? What are you going to reach for?
As I mentioned,
what, you going to reach for something? You going to reach for the reach?
Jen Psaki joins us live next for the interview. Very much looking forward to speaking with her. That's
jump people like us.